All right, I think I just fixed it. Perhaps. Did I fix it? I think I fixed it. Can someone let me know if I fixed it? Oh, okay. I think it's coming through. Let me turn this down so that doesn't affect. There is a delay, so please be to see it. All right. So I've got this iPad with with the live stream showing in front of me, but it is there's definitely a delay. Okay, cool. It does look like it's working. You guys can see. Now, please tell me, how does my voice sound? Is it loud enough? Do I need to raise it up? Okay. So, first of all, I just wanted to thank everybody for joining me on this live stream. Main the main reason I wanted to do this. Let me face the camera for a second. The main reason I wanted to do this is I am trying to build my channel. Yesterday, I crossed the 600 subscribers mark, which really is blowing my mind. It's something that I got off to a kind of a really slow start with building a subscriber base. Had enough content to share with people, but I did it anyway, and then to my surprise, I wasn't really paying attention to it. I don't really know how much after I created the account, but let's say a month or two. I looked on there and I had like 67 subscribers that I didn't even realize. I didn't know people were subscribing. I didn't have my notifications turned on, or I wasn't checking in with that page, and I had just posted a couple of things and left it at that. And so then I thought, wow, if that's going to happen, what would happen if I actually gave it some effort, right? If I put a little bit more if I put a little bit more effort into it, could I grow this thing and maybe even get to the point where I had the possibility of being monetized? So, not that I have dreams of becoming a multimillionaire YouTuber. I mean, that would be cool, wouldn't it? But I think I'm a little bit more realistic. You know that I'm a martial artist. That's my profession, and I've always enjoyed teaching people and watching people get better at the things that they're doing. And look at the camera, Martin says. Sorry. Yeah, my camera's here. I'm kind of trying to pay attention to the chat over here, but I'll do my best to keep looking. Okay. Yeah, so I do enjoy helping people. And just to put right up front, I don't consider myself an advanced piano player. I consider myself intermediate at best, maybe even a late beginner. Even though I've been playing piano for a long time, I don't feel that my skills are really all that advanced. Anyway, some people feel like they are compared to where they are. So listen, you can always help somebody, right? And so that's why I thought I would do this. Now, I'll probably be all over the place, and just kind of approaching this first live stream just as what I think about in the moment. But I would also love to answer questions, or explain something on the piano if there's I know the people so far that are in the chat are Piano with Johnny people, and so I would love to see if I can help anybody with specific questions. Let me just take a moment and peek at this chat, because there's a lot of stuff in there that I haven't really been looking at. Okay, so it's working. It's normal. Good here. I have headphones on. Who's in here? We have Martin, and we have Karen. We have Jill. So those are the people commenting. It says I got 5 watching. That's cool. Honestly, guys, I was, I was hoping I would get at least one, so I wasn't talking to myself. So that there's the fact that there's five is kind of cool. Um, so it's finally playing again. Oh, so I froze, I guess. All right. How about just you on the screen when you talk? Oh man, wouldn't that be something? Just me on the screen when I talk. That's gonna take a little bit more work. I don't have the fancy screen changes so far, but we'll get to that. All right. It froze again. Man, sorry you guys. I'm not showing any kind of freezing on my end, but it very well could be my issue. From Piano with Johnny, and man, I froze. All right. Anyway, guys, again, I appreciate your patience sticking with me through this. If if it's freezing, I don't see it. It's not telling me that it's freezing. The chat continues to move, so and my screen shows me that I'm up and going. And it even says I have a good connection. Give me 1 second. Not good connection, it says excellent connection. So okay, but anyway, so when I first sat down at a piano, I didn't know what I was doing, and so I ordered a video, and it was called so let me just kind of approach some of the things that were very helpful to me, and we'll see how quickly I can get through that so I don't bore you guys too much. One of the first things that they talked about in this video was, like, obviously you got to identify the notes, right? And so they talked about visually looking at the note that's to the left of the group of two black notes, right? And that would be the C. And then when you understand that, then you look, there's a group of three black notes, right? And the left of that one is the F. So you start to just be able to quickly identify that's a C and that's an F. And then now they said take a look at not very good at music theory, although I am starting to get better with it. Let me play a little bit because I see you guys want some blues, okay? I'll play and then I'll talk, and then I'll play and then I'll talk. Okay, so the shuffle. Sometimes when I practice, I'll stay on the same chord for a while. And this helps me to learn how to improvise, because I'm not worried about changing chords. I'm just thinking, what sounds good? And then if I go to a different chord, I might stay there for a while. Frozen again, Martin says. Karen, that was helpful for you. Are you saying that identifying the groups of two black notes and then the groups of three black notes and trying to quickly see the C and the F, right? And then the E and the B, and then it leaves the D, the G, and the A. I mean, I thought it was a great way to approach it. And I assumed that that's probably how every piano teacher broke it down, but I could be wrong. Fingers. So now let me share what, because I didn't start off learning the blues, although I probably would have loved to. I started off just learning really simple things, and starting to like move, starting to move. I guess it would be called in what's the word? Intervals, right? Like understanding the chord intervals, like to go from the 1 to the 4, 1 to the 5, right? And to be able to identify it and find it quickly and have accuracy, right? So so one of the first and then sometimes going up to the 6. If you notice, I'm keeping the root position in my right hand. That was kind of like the first level. Right, it sounds very vanilla. And then when I would fill with just the notes that were already in the chord that I was playing, right? So, which you can make it sound somewhat interesting. Those fingers right there, right? And again, I'm telling the people that are watching me, at least the people that are chatting with me right now, I'm telling you stuff you already know. But again, I'm going to try to just paint a picture of my beginnings in the piano. A few people have commented to me about like how what I do and how I break things down has really helped them, and it's been inspirational on some level for them to see that that I can go from, like, first of all, not having played piano at all to playing something like the 1950s rock and roll without knowing how to read music. Let me take a peek at the chat. The chat is freezing, only the video. Chat? Yeah. Oh, the chat's not freezing, only the video. It's frozen again. 6th freeze. No, the staying on one chord to practice and shuffle. Oh, okay. That's what you meant, Karen. The right hand, 8th freeze. Love your, what does that say? Oh, love your rolls, Frank. Thanks, Martin. Okay, so I'm obviously fast forwarding, and I didn't think through this whole story. I'm just trying to remember it at the moment, like how things went down. So I started to play around with this 1, 5, 4. Right, and then, you just start to change it around and see how things feel and how they sound. Very simple. You don't have to know a lot. And I started to really enjoy just playing that really simple stuff. And then it became something little by little. Now, over the years, because if you know this, I started back when I was about 18 or 19 years old. And so what else would you like me to talk about? Soloing is the hardest thing for me, Karen says. Yeah, I think the benefit for me to not read music is that I have to just think about what sounds good, and I have to try different things and just just go at it. So one of the approaches, I think I did a video that maybe I just posted it on PWJ, but it might be on my YouTube channel, where to keep the left hand simple, you can even do like this. Yeah, that left hand takes away some of the difficulty because it's it's just mindless. Now you do, if you're going to play it, in terms of trying to follow the structure of a 12-bar blues or something like that, then you do have to change at the appropriate time. But you only have to do that if you want to do that, right? When you're practicing, you stay on as long as you want. And so a lot of what I do, at least what I had done on my own, and through learning, I did have a couple of piano teachers who I would sit next to. I think that can be good to just sit back and count. I know I've done that a little bit. I would be lying if I said that I'm actually counting in my head most of the time. I think I've just gotten to a place where I can feel it coming. But that said, there's been times when I'm playing, and matter of fact, like I did a video. I sent a video to somebody within PWJ to try to do a collab. It might have been Elisa's husband was going to do some harmonica, and like I didn't really follow the 12-bar blues, so he had a hard time knowing that I was going to change, because I changed at a weird time, or I went outside the normal structure, and so I think that is obviously important if you're going to play with other people. When you're playing solo, that I'm frozen. Hang on one second. Oh, looks like it's back going. I'm sorry for all the freezes. I'm just typing. Sorry for the technical issues, in case you can't hear me. One of the other things I had this idea to talk to you guys about. Let me just grab. And one of the piano teachers I had pointed this out to me. How, above the written music, there are these mentions of the chords, right? And this particular one happens to show, I think that's like guitar frets. But he was telling me how you could just kind of follow along with a song that just by watching what those chord changes are, and then like if you have a decent ear, then you can you can start to fill the different melody notes, or just kind of get creative with it a little bit. So I had done that a little bit, and I started doing it with Piano Man, and I was basic version, like. Let's see. Anyway, so that was like I would play with Piano Man and just kind of try to follow the all that. But it's, I don't know, when you are already able to play a little bit, and then you have to try to slow down and pick away notes at a thing. It's disturbing. But so many people say, hey, don't worry, you don't have to know how to read music. There's lots of professional musicians who play in bands that don't even read music, so I'm not really that worried about it. So what else? Let me double check the chat. Okay, next time, research why live freezes. Yeah, no doubt. I definitely have to do that. It could be my internet connection. I watched a YouTube video on how to set up my OBS, because at first yesterday when I was trying to do a sound check, I couldn't even get it to go online. I couldn't get it to go live, and then I watched a video. My internet connection here at my karate academy is a little bit wonky from time to time, and that's totally what it could be. So perhaps in the future I have to maybe try to do this at home. Problem is with at home, I don't have so up here I have an overhead camera, right, and that's shooting down, of course, on the keys, and then I set my laptop over here on a little table, and I've got my audio interface connected to my mic, and so all of this is kind of set up in a back room at my academy, and so to kind of move all this stuff around doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, and it would be hard for me to set this up at home. But maybe there's something I can do. Hardwire. Yeah, my router is way up front, and this is way in the back. But I do need to figure something out, because nobody wants to sit through a live stream that keeps freezing. So I am grateful that you guys have stuck around with me so far. It shows that there's 3 people watching, so I'm guessing. So my question, I wonder, like, so if this is freezing, right? It's freezing live. When I go to post this later, I wonder if it'll record without freezing. Like, does it just capture everything, not being connected to the internet, or does it, if I post it, it's going to show the freezes and all of that as well? That's interesting. If you know, I'd love to hear the answer to that. Okay, can you run a long Cat5 cable? Perhaps. I guess anything can be done, right? Martin works in IT, so run it through ceiling void. Yep, that's what I would do. 90 meters cable can run. All right. 90 meters. I think that rock and roll. Right, look how easy that is for me to do all of a sudden, right? It didn't used to be that easy. It used to be like, that would take me forever to do that. Now, granted, it is a little bit easier to do it when you're watching your right hand. And when you're playing, right, you're not watching it. So, because you're coming off of, let's see, where are we? We're coming off of... memorize their left hand. I see, I don't know, I see like maybe Johnny and John Prue, they seem to be able to do walking bass lines without looking at it. I'm not that good. But, all right, Cat 5. Cat 6 is shorter, so run Cat 5. Okay. I'm fixing my bike whilst watching you. Ah, all right. When you say bike, Martin, is that like bicycle, or do you ride a motorcycle? I have a Yamaha 650, V-Star 650 custom. It's a 2013. Yeah, 2013. So let me. Johnny talks about this a lot. He talks. So Martin, it might just be me and you left. Looks like we're down to one watching, but I had a few for 30 minutes or so. I think the stream's been going for about 36 minutes, give or take. Almost 37 minutes. So I didn't have the oh, Karen's still here, so maybe it's just Karen. Maybe we lost Martin. Okay. All right. So Karen, is there anything specific you want me to talk about or explain or help you with? I tried typing with my voice there. I don't think it's going to work. Okay, I guess just the very basic soloing. I have a problem with a matching beats to the left hand. Very basic soloing. Okay, so if I were to break that down, I would say like let's say you wanted to do a shuffle. Are we talking blues? Are we talking blues, Karen? If you're talking blues, then let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I'm nodding my head. Ha! I don't see that. Okay. So counting it, obviously. 1, 2. So I saw something recently. I was watching some videos. Somebody was describing like trying to come in first of all always on the 1, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, right? So something like that. Then try to come in maybe on the 1 and the 3. So like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's not very interesting, right? But it's just getting you the feel. And then maybe you just go through like each one of the beats, so you don't play on the 1 anymore, you just play on the 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then play on the 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? It's very tedious work, but like I think it'll help. Very tedious. I think it can be helpful, but I think if you approach it like that in the beginning, then what you can do is just start to do it wherever you feel like doing it. Okay? Hi, Jill. All right, Jill's still there, but it does keep freezing. I'm sorry for that, and next time I will research and do better. Okay, you've got your left hand memorized. Excellent. So, like, I'm constantly trying to make things sound more interesting by changing, like, the rhythm of the right hand. So, I'm only using these notes, right? So the C, the F, the flat 3 of C, like using that as a grace note, and then going up to the 7th, right, the 5 and the 7 of C. So literally with just those notes. So I start to develop muscle memory when I hear something that I've played. I'll be like, oh, what was that? What did I just do? And then I might just, not even use my left hand. Maybe you're just focusing on your right hand so you can really hear it. And maybe work on some different rhythms with your right hand. Again, without your left hand, and so you're just hearing what happens. So like maybe first it's like so simple, right? And then you start sliding. Listen how interesting just using those notes. So that same shape the whole time. And I'm just trying different things, just, none of that is planned, of course. But you'll start to hear what you like, and you'll just start to memorize it and know how to create it again. And so then when you add your left hand back in there, so what did I do there? Sound when you're coming off of the flat 3 and the flat 5, and you slide up to the 3 and the 5. So it truly is like when I play stuff like I'm doing right now, I'm not thinking about it, right? That's truly like muscle memory. That's truly like I've done these movements and that that you can start to do. So if you've seen some of my posts on PWJ lately, I've been doing summertime, right? So just following the left hand. And one of the things that I've been trying to do is improvise with the minor blues scale. So one of the videos I've done recently, there's a fair amount of what I was happy with in my experimentation. It wasn't all good, but I liked some of it. And so the way I approach it is like I'll look at the blues scale, right? Those notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can you do those? Can you do that scale? Can you do it fast and maybe up and down? And do things to where it's random, but you know where you're going because you know the blues scale. So like when I'll practice things randomly like that, like I don't really know what I'm about to play, it's kind of like I hear something and I'm like, oh, I like the way that sounds, and then I'll stay there and I'll keep trying to lock in what I like about what that sound is, because sometimes I'll make a sound and not really sure how I made it, so I have to like keep playing with it until I figure it out. And so then it starts to build the muscle memory. But just taking your blues scale and maybe working up. Sorry. Said I will use other fingers from time to time. So you see I use my index finger sometimes. So that's a nice sound, right? That's just a full C7. Dominant 7. Bookending those C's, octaves. Can you explain rolls? I don't know how to use them. Okay. So if I could be wrong about the definition of a roll, but the way I think of a roll is it's really just like a quick little arpeggio, right? So like I don't know if music theory, if I really understand what I do, like maybe I'm rolling and I don't even know what I'm doing, but I think of it as just playing individual notes really fast, and then turns like so. I think that's a turn, right? I don't need the red stuff. Just let me see it. What's the red stuff? Oh, the nerd stuff. The nerd stuff. Okay. You just do it fast. So that's sliding off the flat 3. So you're hitting the flat 3 into the 3 and the 5. Now you got the 4 and the 6. And then E, G, E, C, G. C, G. Is that what I said earlier? Okay, I know those. All right. That's what I think are rolls. And turns. Turns are like in Bernie's Blues. I think. Yeah, like right there, that's a turn, right? It's real simple. D, E flat, D, C. Okay. You know those. You know the turns or you know the rolls? I mean, I would call that a roll. I just went up and back down. But I don't know if that's truly a roll. That's what I call it. Gonna match it, right? You would go. And just stay there. Don't change to the 4 chord. Right? Now go from this. Go from this where you're matching your hands to changing rhythms. But still all the same notes, right? I haven't changed any notes. Now there I started to use some slides, right? But you can do that. But my point is start super easy, super basic. And if you do this, you're matching the rhythms, right? Syncopation. And that makes things so much more interesting. Do some single notes. Start bringing in the 7th. When all that starts feeling good, start changing your inversions. Right? I'm still in that C chord. Now I'm just in a different inversion. Change it again. When I'm in this inversion, I love to slide off of the. So each inversion kind of offers its own stuff. In this inversion, I like to do that roll. And then in the root position, get bored with the 1, so I'll go to the 4. So that happens sometimes. I'll I'll change in my right hand and I'll forget to change in my left hand, and I'll be like, what happened there? So yeah, that's what I would suggest for you, Karen. Is just get very basic, match your rhythms first. Don't stay there for too long, and then start. Hand goes to create the sound that you're trying to make, and get a sense of those different inversions and what's available to you when your hand is in those different inversion shapes. And you can be very, I think, at least intermediate sounding without much knowledge, without doing really anything that's that advanced. But you do it with confidence, and you do it with a lot of variety, and it makes it interesting. So I think we've crossed the 1 hour mark, have we? Yeah. So that's what I was planning to do, about an hour today, and so thankful for you all who have joined me for any amount of the time, but especially if you stayed with me the whole time, through all of that, screen freezing and everything. I'm sure that was very, very frustrating for you. But yeah, private lesson. Awesome. Well, Karen, I would love to have you tag me, rather, when you post something. Do like a practice session where you're not recording, get good at it. And then when you get some, so I've got a lot of experience at teaching martial arts, teaching people piano. Most of the time I think, what am I even doing teaching people piano? I can barely play myself. So the fact that anybody's willing to listen is it's what's the word? It's I'm grateful. So thanks again, and appreciate you sticking with me, and we'll do this again and hopefully get rid of the freezes. Martin and Jill and Karen, you guys were with me in the chat. I didn't see anybody else. There was a couple other people that must have at least tuned in to see a little bit.